So we finished up morel hunting this morning, and we just really looked at a new spot, and it looks really promising. We found about 4 or 5 small ones, and we just left them for a couple days. Supposed to get a little warmer, and we had good rain last night, so we thought, maybe in a couple more days they'll be popping out because the weather's just perfect. So I decided, well, we got the afternoon to go, and I checked the beaver dam generation schedule, and they're going to stop releasing water at noon, which is in about 4 minutes. So that slows the flow down in the river. So decided let's go down here and see if we catch some fish. But here's the valley. I'm gonna fish right under the 62 bridge on the White River in just a few seconds here. But it's right down there. There's the river. You can barely see it. It's a shitty video, but. So we finished up morel hunting. We really weren't hunting long. We were just kind of checking out a new place, and it looks pretty promising. We found 4 or 5 little ones. We just left them. We'll go back in a couple days, and it's on private land, so it's kind of cool. There's not a lot of competition, but it's a perfect day to fish because there's nobody here. Eureka Springs kind of clears out during the week, and so I decided to go on fishing here. So I'm going to be fishing under the 62 bridge on the White River, about 9 miles out of Eureka Springs. It's kind of a neat place. You just pay $5, and it's for parking. And usually, what their job is to shuttle you up and down the river and rent you kayaks. But I've caught a ton of fish here, so I hadn't fished in a while. So here's what we're doing. Right under that bridge, 62 bridge. They're generating water right now. They're quitting in a minute, so the water's really, really high. I'll show you the difference. They have a bathroom. They have tons of kayaks, and on a weekend in the summer, it's packed here. They have cottages and food, and it's pretty well maintained, very well maintained. And I fish here a lot. Here's and I'm almost always the only one, which is really cool. Like my own fishing hole. But so the water's starting to go down, and there's the bridge, and so let me unpack and get started, and we'll see what we do. All right, see y'all in a minute. Here's my setup. Very pretty spot. Water's going down a little bit. There's the bridge. It's kind of noisy sometimes, but not too bad today. And we wait. I have a grub on there, yellow grub. I'll show it to you in a minute. But you can see the water's really nice, down about 2 feet. So they have stopped generating for the day, or for 5 hours. And so I hurried in here as fast as I could, get in a couple hours of fishing, see what happens. Got a little rainbow on, I believe. Let's see what happens when I reel him up. Got off. And then got that rock right there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Oh, he's fighting a little dinky. Good fish though. Means they're in there. I'm probably gonna keep him anyway. Nice little fish. Probably end up keeping him just because we don't have any to smoke, and man, they are delicious smoked. So he's probably gonna go home. Yay. Well, it's about my 7th fish in a couple hours, all on these little yellow grubs. He's a pretty good one here. Here's coming up right there. And here's my other few. Those are some smokers, I call them. It's the ones I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna smoke them all. They're really delicious. We put them in a pate and eat them with chips and crackers, and they're great. But pretty good day. Got my limit. Had to throw this guy back. Unhooked well. Just over 13, which is the slot. So back in he goes. Let's see how he goes away. He did revive pretty well. I had to put the camera down and get him, and he took off. No bleeding, So that's good. Let him grow up, make babies. So I have a Carolina rig with that yellow grub on the end. I don't know if you can see this, but this fish is pecking away at it. You fish on in a second, I'll bet you. Well, doesn't look like we're gonna catch our limit. I threw a bunch back, a couple biggies, a couple small ones. But I got 4 pretty good ones. And those are gonna go in the smoker. And they're gonna make some beautiful pate. And we'll be showing you all that soon. But this is the White River in northwest Arkansas, just outside of Eureka Springs. I still have my pole in the water just in case. I never quit till the end. All right, y'all have a good day. Okay, so I was able to catch my 5th fish a little while later. It was the wild one, matter of fact, and you can notice the difference from these really silvers. These are the hatchery fish they release in the White River, and so that's the wild one. It'll be a different looking flesh, delicious. We're gonna smoke these and put them in pate. I'm telling you, it's the only way to go with these guys. We'll show you that later. But before I show you the rest of this, I'm gonna have myself a cream stout, delicious beer from Ozark Beer Company that I bought from Booze Brothers in Eureka Springs. But check this beer out. It's a stout, and it's stout, but look how dark that is. If you drink it out of the can, you're doing way wrong. Let it breathe a second. Just 1 second, in my opinion. But look at that. It's just beautiful. You can only drink 1 or 2 of these because they are really, really stout, but I do my part. So give them a try. But anyway, so here's my rig up today. Carolina rig, 1/2 ounce weight, 2 swivels, about 20-inch leader, and I killed them today. This is the first time I use these. These are Gulp. What are these called? Pinch crawler. Let me put my glasses on. Make sure I don't mess up here. You know, pinch crawler chunky cheese. And I just thread them on the hook. And I had to change hooks because they didn't float. They just went to the bottom, which you're never going to catch a fish on the bottom in this river. I promise. So when you come here, make sure it floats. So what happens is I cast out this Carolina rig, and so this is floating 20 inches off the floor of the river, and so it's just dangling, and the fish are circling around. Killed them today. And I use this Eagle Claw pole, which everybody laughs at me when they see it because it's a cheapie, but I can outcast anybody on that river. I can go 3/4 across that river and hit any hole, and carefully, I could put this bad boy in my backpack because there's some spots here that are really hard to get to where you have a 6-foot pole. So Eagle Claw, collapsible pole, and a cheapy reel. I'm gonna have to upgrade on the reel because it's starting to, I fished so much here since we moved here 6-7 months ago that I'm starting to wear fishing stuff out, which is a good deal. I mean, when you start wearing out fishing poles and fishing reels, that's pretty good. But anyway, good day. Ozark Beer Company cream stout. It's really creamy. It's just delicious, really smoky. Grubs, Walmart, $3 for 14. I call it 5. I call it at least 5, not all these 5, but I call it 5 fish with 1 of these. So it's like cheap, 10 cents. Like for 10 cents, I caught all those. No live bait, easy weezy. All right, good day. Morel hunting in the morning with my wife. Fishing in the afternoon. Beer now.
Cheers.
Okay, bye.
Cheers.